Brawlers, baby.
Make sure we live. It's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building, and my associates 3kingsboxing.com, Studio 9. I'm here with my main man, Evander, the real deal Holyfield, who's just been honored. The son of Atlanta, the city of Atlanta, has just honored their son with his own remarkable trophy for all the accolades and successes and things that he's committed himself to boxing, all the youth that looked up to him coming up in the ranks, and here he is today live. Another accolade and another chuck mark on the stick. How you feel today, champ?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy about what has happened, and I'm good. I just want to be able to tell the kids they listen, follow directions, don't quit. They get records meant to be broken, so no problem.
And I really admire what you're saying about your mama. You know how she enforced and still guided you guys, and we're nothing without him and everything because of him. And so with that being said, we want to thank you for all the great moments that you've given us in boxing. And we wish you much success. God bless you and your family, brother.
Thank you.
My man. Let's go, champ.
Champ, for a man like yourself, what does this...
4 belts, so they have to be one of the 4 best unless they want to.
He has 3 of the 4, and he wants to fight for the 4th one against Caleb Plant in September, if everything. So he's going to fight for all of them.
Oh, okay, that's it. So that's a person who said, I'm willing to do what's necessary to be the very best. That
real deal.
At this period of time, I was the very best.
Well,
that's what boxing is about.
What fighter kind of from the old school, from like you guys, like do you guys respect nowadays? Or you guys kind of look at like, yeah, this guy could have survived in our era. This guy's from our cloth.
Yeah, it's the amateur program have a lot to do with how good the fight is going to be, and you'll find out that in the era that I was in, we pretty much would have beat everybody. I'm talking because we had the very best, and we had great trainers.
No comparison to now.
You can't be good if you ain't got a great trainer who know the sports and show you how to. That's the reason the belt changed, because one guy couldn't dominate everybody because he couldn't deal with every style. It's always one style that trip you up.
Yep.
Evander, I want to ask you this. You spent some time in the gym with Jake Paul. What was that like? He tries hard. He's a good kid.
I actually think it builds the boxers because people don't understand. Now, here's these guys, they do it because it's fun. But can't nobody steal their money. I'm saying, here's these guys, say, well, he can't fight. What you mean? He can't fight.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody stealing the money to show you how.
Right.
Somebody's stealing your money.
Right.
Because you have to think about it. If this guy ain't got nobody governing him, he fight who he want to.
Take all his money to the bank.
And people pay to see him. How you gonna get mad with him? This guy actually showed you that something ain't right.
Anything gonna happen with you and Mike again in the Triller deal?
I'm talking, it may, but it may, and the thing is, it's just that it hadn't came through yet. So if it do, fine. If it don't,
what do you think
Rick
about
Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media.
Pacquiao
Thanks, champ.
It's coming up.
okay, it's gonna be a tough fight for both of them. But because I know Pacquiao gonna give his all, but it's just when you get older, I'm older now. I realize I don't recover as quick as I used to.
Right. Age, baby.
I can still do what I do, but it's just what's going to happen if he put me in this pressure thing where that I'm because I can get in that squad and
You're gonna be aching.
all of a sudden, if I stop and everything stops, I can't do it again.
Right.
I can't do it again.
Wilder Fury, real quick. Wilder Fury. You gotta talk on that head. Wilder Fury.
I don't know, because you know the last fight they fought was I ain't never seen a man lose every ability that he have.
Yeah,
like
me
that.
neither.
Something had to happen.
Something happened.
Yeah, because you know it just didn't make no sense.
Too many things happened in that fight.
Yeah, I'm like that, and what showed that he had a heart, because he kept going in it, but he was getting clocked every time he going in there.
You know D gonna go out on the shield every time.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, champ. Let's go, champ. The real deal, Holyfield in the building.
On this national level, it's always a great opportunity for us. We're known for so many things, and we've hosted these events that are watched by the world, including the Super Bowl and the College National Championship and the Final Four, and the opportunity and just the thought that perhaps we will host an NBA Finals is something that I've not had the opportunity to look forward to in a very long time, having grown up in the city, and then to celebrate Evander Holyfield today and have his statue unveiled. I think it's very appropriate for where we are right now.
Mayor Bottoms, following up on that, a few years ago, we actually spoke to you when we were unveiling State Farm Arena. We were speaking on all the development that was coming to downtown Atlanta, kind of full circle. A few years later, as you mentioned, the Hawks are a few wins away from the NBA Finals. A wonderful fight weekend here. Can you talk to me about how everything has come around full circle in such a quick time?
Sure. I mean, Atlanta is evolving before our eyes. I mean, even where we stand as a child, I would come here to the Omni and go to concerts, and you would come and go to the movies and do all these great things, and it really was a destination place. So to see downtown coming back to that moment for all of us is just a great opportunity for our city. And you have the redevelopment of the Gulch, which will be the largest redevelopment in the Southeast in over 30 years. And on top of that, the benefits to the community will be tremendous. There's money going towards an affordable housing trust fund. There's affordable housing here. So the great part of this, unlike developments of the past, our communities aren't getting left behind. So that makes me most proud.
It's the first 50,000 people event we've had in over a year. What does that mean for the city? What does that mean for you?
Yeah, it's a little scary, but be that as it may, because our numbers are trending in the right direction in COVID, we have completely focused on the data and science the entire time, and it is now appropriate for us to open up for larger events and just still encouraging people to please get vaccinated. I was reading a story this morning on a woman who died after being vaccinated. Less than 1,000 people have died after being vaccinated, but she was infected by someone who had not been vaccinated. So even if you aren't doing it for yourself, do it for other people who may not have the immune system to be able to fight off this still very deadly disease.
Stay safe, stay alive.
Can you talk about the location that was finally settled on for the statue?
Oh gosh, this was a very long time in the making, and kudos to our team who really stuck with it in finding a place. And we wanted to make sure that it was a place that would be visible, a place that is fitting the stature of Evander Holyfield. And I think it's great that as thousands of people will come, and I would even venture to say over years, millions of people will pass this way coming into State Farm. They'll have an opportunity to see and honor our hometown hero.
And Mayor Bottoms, it's really perfect timing with the Hawks making their run as well. Can you quickly just touch on the Hawks and how, them being back on the right side of things and, being a couple of wins from the NBA Finals really impacts the community?
I can honestly say that in the many, many fighters that I've witnessed, I have never seen a boxer who equals the all-around skill, both offense and defense, his determination, his conditioning, his confidence, the all-around skills that make a great fighter. I've never seen one that equals this great Hall of Famer. So it is an honor for me to be here to join in the celebration of unveiling this statue commemorating the man and the career of one of the legendary world champions, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield.
Let's go, champ.
We have a number of dignitaries joining us here today. First of all, we'd like to extend a welcome and acknowledge to the Holyfield family who's joining us here in attendance, as well as the City of Atlanta council members. Let's have it a hand for the Holyfield family. Also joining us, we have members of the City of Atlanta Council members, the Fulton County Commissioners, and board members of the Atlanta-Fulton County Recreation Authority, all of them joining us here today. We have, along with the man of the hour, we have a tremendous dais guest speakers. I will introduce them to you at this point. I'll introduce them to you in the order in which they will be speaking here this morning. First of all, the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena, Steve Koonin. He will be followed by Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. And the Atlanta Fulton County Recreation Authority Chairman, the Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts. And following Commissioner Pitts will be the Atlanta Fulton County Recreation Authority Chairman Kay Whitner. And at this time, to start us off, as I mentioned, a longtime Atlantan, a man who is certainly very proud of his team, the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and the State Farm Arena, Steve Koonin.
Go Hawks.
I never dreamed that Jimmy Lennon Jr. would be introducing me to something, because normally it's fighters. Before I start, I do want to thank our team at State Farm Arena and the Atlanta Hawks for putting up this beautiful statue, providing the press conference for the day, and being great partners with the city. And I'm so proud to be here. What an amazing weekend for Atlanta sports. I mean, it's stunning what's happening. Tomorrow night, State Farm Arena will host a championship fight with Atlanta's own Tank Davis fighting Mario Barrios. And then followed on Sunday night, Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. Go Hawks. Let's go, champ.
Personally and professionally, I couldn't think of a better way to kick off this championship weekend than to honor my friend with a spectacular statue of Atlanta's own Evander Real Deal Holyfield. The Hawks have gone further than I think most people thought they would, because we at the Hawks believe. It is our mantra, believe. Now let me set the stage for you. I didn't always follow that mantra. It was November 9th, 1996. Remember that day? Evander and I worked together at Coca-Cola. He was generous enough to get us tickets to go out and see him fight Iron Mike Tyson. Evander was a 26-1 underdog for that fight. Nobody believed. Heading to the fight, my wife called me and said, "Will you make a bet on Evander for me?" I said, "Sure, honey." She said, "I want you to put $100 on Evander to win." And I'm like, "Sure, honey." And then she called me 15 minutes before the fight. "Did you put my bet in?" I said, "Sure, honey." I was lying. Evander knocked out Mike Tyson. Sure did. After the fight, my wife called me and said, "Have you collected my money?" I said, "Yes, honey."
Go to the ATM. Go to the
The moral of
ATM.
the story is, don't lie to your wife, and always believe in Evander Holyfield.
The real deal.
And that belief leads us to where we are today, where State Farm Arena will be the permanent home of this life-size, larger-than-life.
Hit the like button, guys.
We picked this plaza because literally millions of sports fans come to State Farm Arena and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they walk right past here, which is one of the great pieces of sports history in Atlanta. So Evander, on behalf of the arena and the Hawks,
Thank you.
welcome home.
Well, good morning, almost afternoon, everyone. I am Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, and I hear people say quite a bit that there's nobody from Atlanta. Well, even if you can't remember that I'm from Atlanta, always know that Evander Holyfield is Atlanta through and through.
Yes, ma'am.
So a little known Black history fact. My father was an entertainer, a well-known entertainer, but he was a boxer before he became a singer. And he said his last fight was his last fight because his mother sat on the side of the ring and she cried the entire time and he couldn't pay attention and he was knocked out. So I am assuming, Evander, that your family has never cried on the side of the ring. Oh, yes, they have. Tears of joy, I'm sure. But this has been years in the making. Under another administration, this statue was commissioned, and for so many years, it really was a statue without a home. And we searched and we looked and we searched and we looked, and we just couldn't find the right spot that was in agreement with what the city had envisioned, what Mr. Holyfield deserved, and true to form, the Atlanta Hawks stepped up and said, we have a place for you here. And in the midst of this great joy we are all experiencing during the playoffs, this is a story that's often missed about Steve Koonin and Tony Ressler and the entire Hawks team. They really are a hometown team that steps up when nobody is looking, when they don't even ask for credit or expect gratitude in return. This is what they do. So please give a round of applause to the Atlanta Hawks.
Woo!
And thank you for the partnership to my former boss, Kate Whitner, in the partnership of Fulton County and the Atlanta Fulton County Recreation Authority. I see Carrie Stewart is here today. You all know if you go just around the corner, there's a great statue of Dominique Wilkins. Just a couple of weeks ago, we were not too far from here breaking ground on the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. So all of these monuments will be our reminder for generations to come that Atlanta continues and will always be an example of Black excellence, especially in entertainment and sports. And I'm just going to remove the Black from that. That Atlanta will always be a symbol of excellence, especially in entertainment and sports. So thank you to our partners at MARTA as well. And I am so very happy that this is something that we can put a period on during our administration. This day has been far too long in the making, and I'm glad that you all are here to celebrate it with us today. Thank you.
Mayor Bottoms, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here with us almost this afternoon. In the time that I've been allotted, I want to put this in perspective, from a historical perspective, as to how we got here and why we're here. But with a professional career spanning nearly 3 decades, Olympic medals, and 5 heavyweight championship world titles, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 heavyweight titles. Evander is arguably the greatest athlete in the world. There have been some great ones from Georgia. Jackie Robinson, Jim Brown, Ty Cobb, Bobby Jones, just to name a few. But none, in my estimation, being a really world-class boxing fan myself, none who equals what Evander Holyfield accomplished in his career. So one morning I'm in my office and I received a telephone call from Wayman Keller, a longtime, lifelong boyhood friend of Evander's. That was in 2017. And he called me and said that he thought it was time for us, Atlanta, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, to honor Evander properly. He told me that, and it took me about a split second to agree with him, and he asked for my help, and I readily agreed to help him. The next step was for for him to arrange a meeting with me and Evander, whom I had known for some time, with our sculptor, Mr. Hanlon. We had met for breakfast at the Ritz-Carlton in Buckhead, and we were just reminiscing. Mr. Hanlon and I had a bowl of Cheerios and some fruit, and Evander had 7 boiled eggs and who knows what else. And we just finished working out or going to work out. We still reminisce about that. So after we agreed upon the logistics of it, I then called then Mayor Reed, got an appointment with him to talk to him about it. It took about a minute for him to say, let's do it. So that's how the ball got rolling. We agreed that it was long overdue and we got to work. Brian Hanlon, who is here, and you'll hear from him, who's a great artist who's responsible for this piece that you'll see shortly. So we again met at the Ritz-Carlton and discussed it, and that's how and why we're here today. Now, unfortunately, as Mayor Bottoms indicated, we hit a few bumps in the road when it came to where the statue would actually be located. The process slowed down and there were objections from several proposed locations. Many of those objections came from neighbors, citizens who didn't want the traffic and so forth and the commotion that would be caused and brought about as a result of people wanting to come and take the picture in front of it and so forth. So a lot of time passed. But all of that is in the past now, and taking a few hits certainly wasn't going to stop us. We rolled with the punches and landed right here. I think it was back in February, early this year. It was a cold day, I remember. Steve Coonan called, Evander and I met here, looked at the site. We all agreed that this was the place for it, this was the location. So at long last, we are properly honoring one of our hometown's greatest athletes, the greatest of all time. So it is with great pride and admiration that I stand before you this afternoon and tell you how proud I am to have played a small role in this. So thank you again to each and every one of you for being with us today as we celebrate and honor, I think, the greatest athlete in the history of the state of Georgia, Evander Holyfield.
Let's go, champ.
Now, you know, everybody has their own personal Evander Holyfield story. And I just want to share this one with you briefly. And it's the point of it is how I became a fan of Evander the man, aside from him being a boxing champion. And so I moved to Atlanta in 1996. And I was coming through the airport with a buddy of mine. And lo and behold, there comes Evander through the airport. And I've been following his career, and I was a fan of him as a boxer. I actually saw him at the Olympics in Los Angeles back in '84 and sort of followed his career as he moved up in weight and continued to win and had health issues and had found his spirituality. So I was a fan in that regard. My buddy was a fanatic.
Hit the like button.
He just insisted, like, I gotta meet the champ, I gotta meet the champ. And I'm like, dude, we're in the airport, he's got somewhere to go. Let's keep it moving. He's like, no, I gotta meet him. And so he runs over there, and I'm assuming, you know, security, he's gonna be pushed on and keep it going. But Evander stopped, he put his bag down, he hit a pose with him, took a picture, and chopped it up with him. It was real personal. It wasn't a photo op. And of course, what that led to was a line of people standing to get that same response, that same reaction. And for as long as we stood there, this just continued. And he just stood there with a smile and making everybody feel like they were unique and personal and someone that he actually wanted to connect with. And that's the point that I became a fan. And I said, you know, he really is the real deal, pun intended. And so I stand here before you today as chairman of the Atlanta Fulton County Recreation Authority, and me personally just delighted to be a part of this immortalizing Evander Holyfield in front of State Farm Arena. At the Rec Authority, whenever we do something, we put it up for a vote. And so when we were asked to be a part of this process back in, I believe, 2016, 2017, we immediately said yes. But then it came up again recently about where it would be located. And so I did what I'm supposed to do. I put it up for a vote. And there was silence. And I think my board members were just offended that I was carry is back there. He's our executive director. All of these folks just had personal connection. It was, how dare you even ask for approval? The question was, why is this taking so long? Let's get this done. And so that day has finally come. And again, I'm proud and delighted to be here to give Atlanta what it wants, what it deserves, a hero that we all can look up to, young and old. And so that, I say thank you. Thank you for being here.
Well, we asked a family member to share some words, some comments, and to introduce the champion himself. We're honored to have the accomplished and internationally recognized businessman and inspirational speaker, the author of Holyfield, The Humble Warrior, which sheds light on the life of Evander and the Atlanta village that nurtured and inspired one of the greatest heavyweights in the history of boxing. Please welcome to the microphone Evander's big brother, L. Bernard Holyfield.
It has been wisely said, it takes a village to raise a child. But I would add to that it also takes a village to nurture and raise a champion. And for Evander and I, one of the first institutions in this village of Atlanta, Georgia, was a place called home. It was at home that we learned the importance of discipline, structure, order, and respect for all people. It was at home that we learned the importance of good character, the pursuit of excellence, values, the code of ethics, being responsible, accountable for your words and actions. So that in 1968, when we joined that larger institution that specialized in building champions, the Warren Memorial Boys Club, it was just an extension of the values and the principles that we learned at home. Mr. Jack Robach, who was the director, and Coach Morgan and Coach Pendleton, and Mr. Buddy and Mrs. Davis, and a whole village of people who worked with us and nurtured this idea of building champions, not only in the ring, but champions outside the ring, champions in life. There's a lot of truth to the idea that indeed it takes a village, an entire village, to nurture and to build and to raise a champion. Therefore, we thought our mother, Mrs. Anne Holyfield, was the most strictest and the meanest woman in the world. Because she insisted that Evander and I attend that champion building institution called the church. And at the Church of Heart, the New St. John Missionary Baptist Church, I could hear Elder Gaston and Reverend Henderson saying to us over and over again, Evander Bernard, only what you do to benefit others will last for eternity. And everything you do just to benefit yourself will die and rot with you when they put you down in the grave. Only the work that you do to benefit your community and to benefit that larger village, the village of Atlanta. Everything else that you do for your ego, all that you can put in the bank, all that you can put over your head, all that you can drive, all of that will rot in the grave with you when you die. Let it be said, I want my brother Evander to know that the scholarships that you've given to young people throughout the city of Atlanta will last forever. All of the inspirational speeches and all of the exhibition and all of the nonprofit organizations that you worked with certainly will last longer than the statues. There'll be living monuments because all of these young people will go on and touch lives and build other champions. So indeed, there's a lot of truth to this idea that it takes a village, an entire village, to nurture and to raise a champion. So in 1977, when we attended that champion building institution called Fulton High School, that institution of higher learning, it was Coach Shepard and Mrs. McLemore who taught us about the idea that good character and excellence is a winning combination. They taught us that good character and excellence enhances all skills. Good character and excellence makes you a better quarterback. Good character and excellence makes you a better point guard, a better shortstop, a better boxer, a better champion. Good character enhances all of your athletic skills. But not only your athletic skills, good character enhances your parental skills. Good character enhances your leadership skills.
Good character enhances your marriage skill. Good character is important. If Coach Shepard was here today, I would say, Coach Shepard, you're right. I've lived long enough to see that good character makes a difference. I can still hear Mrs. McLemore in the assembly, almost as if it was yesterday. And she would say to the entire student body at Fulton High, good character and excellence is a winning combination. And she would say it is the key to success. Young people always strive for excellence, but in your pursuit of excellence, undergird it with good character. Why, Mrs. McLemore? Why is that? Because excellence and good character will open doors that no human hands can shut. Excellence and good character will lift you to majestic heights that no humans can reach up and pull you down. And then she warned us. She said, I want to warn you on this one. You can be the most talented person in the world. If you lack good character, there'll be certain doors that you can't walk through. And if somehow a person managed to, by hook and crook, to manipulate and cheat their way to the top, and they managed to ascend to the highest office here in the land of opportunity, she said that would be an invisible hand that will reach up and grab that person, pull him down by the collar, back to the dungeon of low character. Good character and excellence is a winning combination. And so today I want to say to the city of Atlanta, to the village here in Atlanta, the city of champions, I want to thank you on behalf of myself and my baby brother, my entire family, for all of you all who have contributed to the nurturing, to the building, to the sculpting, and the raising of a champion. And without further ado, I present to you, Atlanta, the city of champions, our own native son, our own native champion, the real deal, Evander Holyfield.
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!
I like to just, first of all, give praise to the Lord.
Amen.
Thank the Lord for they say every good thing comes from God.
Nothing without it.
And I stand here because I feel that my mama, and everybody said, why do you talk about your mama all the time? I said, that's all I have. And my mother, that first commandment with the promise of honoring your parents. And like that, I never talked back to my mom. I did what she said. And I got a lot of whoopings. I didn't like pain. But if you don't like pain, then you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. So I got a lot of whoopings, and I became the person who I am because it was a boys' club. I came to the boys' club at the age of 6 years old, and the boys' club gave me my opportunity to be who I am. So that's the reason why I talk about the boys' club. Now with the boys' club, they had a boxing program. I didn't really like boxing, but since I won that trophy, and I found out when I brought that trophy home, my mama liked trophies. So I was always trying to compete with everybody else in the family. But they did other things, and they got more attention. But I found out when I brought that trophy home, and when everybody come into the house and they look at the trophy, they said, Miss Holyfield, who is the boxer? And she said, she'll smile and said, that little one right there. They said, but he live. But my mama said, he can bite though. And so I realized that my mama loved boxing. So I realized that I want to bring a lot of trophies in because that's the only way I can get a lot of attention. And so this is what I've done, and the process of being there now, it's like this man named Carter Morgan. Mr. Morgan, he's the first person that told me that, he said, you could be like Muhammad Ali. I said, but I'm only 8 years old. He said, you won't always be 8. And he said, do you want to be the champion? And I looked at him. I said, I got to ask my mama. And he asked me, he said, no. I want to know if you got it. I said, but if I don't ask my mama, I can't even try. And so that's when Mr. Morgan told me, he said, you got a good mother.
and like this. And so, you know, I went home and I asked my mom. She said, yeah, there's 3 things you got to do. Listen, follow directions, don't quit. So you do these 3 things, you'll get there. And I'm honored to be here today.
Anything you want to be.
And say, I thank all the people that was in my life that gave me this opportunity. I never would have been nowhere if it wasn't for the Boys Club. And it's amazing then when you turn 15, I didn't want to go to Boys Club no more. Because everybody said, oh, he's still going to Boys Club. Because, you know, now my mama made me go. I had to stay there now. If it wasn't for my mama, I wouldn't be in the position that I am. And so this is the reason
Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
I talk about my mom all the time, and everybody said, but then you have it then? I said, well, yeah, I did. I said, but I said, everything came from my mama. And now because everything came from my mama, and I had an opportunity to see it, take it effect, I found out that I became the very best because of my mama. Because the first commandment with the promise, honor your parents. And I did that, and you know, whatever I slipped in, I had to make adjustments. And with the adjustment, I'm here today, and I'm honored. And I just like to thank some people like Buddy Davis. Buddy Davis, they programmed, if it wasn't for a program like that, then I don't know where I would have been. But since we had the Georgia Amateur program, and it took care of the fighters and all that, and here I am. But I guess the biggest thing is the fact is that, you know, I look back and I think about it's the kids, you know, it's the kids. It's what do people tell kids? Now I was real poor. Now I understand what real poor is. I was real poor, and because my mama told me to zip it up, not to talk back and all this, Mr. Morgan and these people, they put their own money in for me to become something. And I actually thought boxing was for free. But I didn't know Mr. Morgan never paid for it. So I stand here today and say, I'm always thankful for the Georgia boxing program. Because if it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't be the person who I am. And so people said, you know, after all the people, you're the humble person. I said, because I know what it is. I said, I know what it is when you don't have money and somebody else pay their money for you. I'm going places and I realized that my mama didn't have the money, but Mr. Morgan and the Georgia program set up a way for me to get the opportunity. And of course, my mother had already told me, said, boy,
character.
When you get these opportunities, boy, you can't act like everybody else. You got to do the right thing. Don't worry about it. They're gonna do the right thing. I'm the person who did the right thing, and I'm here. So I know that is hope. And so I'm honored and I'm happy, and I thank the arena and thank the mayor for giving me this opportunity for the people to see that if you don't quit, you'll get there. I'm the person who just didn't quit.
Hit the like button.
And I'm honored, and I thank you for all coming to see me receive this award. And because that's the only thing I didn't do. Now, mistakes, I made a lot of them, but I didn't quit.
That's life, yeah.
So the fact of the matter, we still got to tell the young people, hey, who don't make mistakes, but if you don't quit, you can get there. Thank you very much.
Let's go, champ! Woo! Let's see it. Let's see it.
Well, Evander, we've heard some beautiful
Y'all gotta hit the
words
like button
today.
for me. Hit the like
It's
button
no
for me,
secret
please.
that you are loved, admired, and appreciated.
Let's go,
And
champs.
now we will have a monument that will live on as a testament to your accomplishments, your influence, your inspiration throughout the sport of boxing, and indeed around the world. If you grant me this opportunity, Evander, I'd like you to stand by the statue. I would like to introduce this statue as I might introduce you in the ring as I have for so many years.
Ladies
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for, live from the State Farm Arena, it's showtime!
Let's go, champ!
First, ladies and gentlemen, the statue replicating one of boxing's all-time greats, a bronze statue standing at 10 feet tall, weighing in at 1 ton, 232 pounds, and representing boxing's favorite son from Atlanta, Georgia. With a record of 29 knockouts in his remarkable 57-bout professional career, ladies and gentlemen, here is the 1984 U.S. Olympian, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, the former undisputed heavyweight world champion, the International Boxing Hall of Famer, and boxing's only 5-time heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the one and only Evander, the real deal
Holyfield! Let's go, champ! The fists up.
What a fantastic
There you go,
This is
champ.
a photo opportunity with Evander, and the statue once again standing 10 feet tall. And at this point, joining Evander with this photo opportunity, we have Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms and Fulton County Commissioner Rob Pitts. Congratulations, Evander. What a beautiful tribute. Thank you to everyone being here today as we conclude our program.
That's it, guys.
Speakers, family, friends, and fans.
Brawlers Sports Media, bringing y'all all alive in. Hit the like button,
We
please.
have some more photo
Hit
opportunities
that
for
like
the
button.
program
Let's go,
participants.
champ.
Once again, thank you very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we hope to see you.
Brawlers, baby.